Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. So I was minding my business as usual, scrolling down my page or whatever, and I saw this Juneteenth post from WAND talking about how it's recognized as a federal holiday. Well, then I noticed 8 people had laughed at this. Well, if you go to each of their pages, you get the same riffraff. You know what I mean? I mean, pure blood, American flag, red political, blah blah blah. But this one I found to be extra hilarious. So I went down to this lady's page and it said no veterans should be homeless while we spend millions on non-citizen benefits, right? Then I went down even further and it said happy birthday, President Trump. So I want to explain to you why this is funny. And most of these people are mocking others for their intelligence, right? I want to show you why this is funny real quick. My bad. How much money did the parade cost for Trump's birthday? The recent military parade in Washington, D.C., held on June 14, 2025, to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the Army, right? With President Trump's 79th birthday, cost between $25 million and $45 million. And so I thought that was hilarious. I want this to be a precursor because I'm about to actually flip the camera and talk for a little bit. Hello, everybody. Don't mind the noise. Somebody's cutting their grass in the neighborhood. It was just raining and whatnot. But I wanted to talk about a few things I've been seeing in the media and within the media sphere. I try to ignore it to the best of my ability, but this parade Trump just threw was just, outlandish. I thought that was hilarious. So outside of that, I noticed that the president, which I told you all he can do is the executive branch, he was using the military to attack people for protesting. He actually came out in a couple of speeches and said, and a couple of different governors did too, and said anybody that protests will be attacked. And I thought to myself, damn, I heard a dictatorship, but y'all can't even protest no more. So then I was watching a couple of videos, and as I was scrolling, this Caucasian woman from Australia, she was giving, I think she's from Sky News, the same Sky News that was getting on there talking about Kamala. So she was giving a report on the riots that was happening in LA. They turned the camera and you could see a man holding a gun for rubber bullets, or a beanbag gun. I'm not sure which one it was. They turned and looked at her and looked at the man because he was walking back and forth and he was getting ready to do something. Then they turned finally one more time and showed the man in the same frame as the Caucasian woman that was reporting. He shot her in the leg. She almost collapsed. I was like, damn. And that's the same Sky News that was saying how bad it was for homeless people here in America and how blah, blah, blah because of Kamala. That's karma. There's actually a man named Machine God Eats, and I was watching him for a while because he was on the streets in Vegas. And all of a sudden he came out and made a video. All of a sudden he made a video out of nowhere talking about how bad the political spectrum is. Give me 1 second. Huh? Uh-huh. Yeah. You talking about directly in the backyard? Okay, I'll look at it and I'll cut them down when I get a chance. I'll cut them down when I get a chance. I'll look at it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll cut it. I'll cut it. Yeah, I'll cut it. I'll cut it when I get a chance. I'm making something right now. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll check. Okay, I will, ma'am. I'm trying to make something right now, but I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay, yeah. So back to what I was doing or whatever. I'm sorry, she's sweet, but she'll drag something on for like an hour. What I meant to say was, A lot of the stuff that's going on in the media sphere is causing a lot of buffoonery. Like I guess this Ryan Garcia boxer guy just came out and was like, "What's happening to us Hispanic people is terrible," and da da da. You was pro Trump. I don't understand. I'm trying to remember where I was just at. I'm sorry, but cause she just there's this couple has a house at the end, and I own a lot all the way down there. I don't know how it works, but I own the backyard, and it goes all the way down these houses. So at the end of the block, I own all, and the backyard's worth. My backyard goes back a little bit, and I own all this property and lot. It's a lot of land. And so I have to cut it sometimes and deal with stuff. Well, the couple at the very end, they put a fire pit back there, a little tiny one, and they were making fires and stuff. And this lady who doesn't own it came to my house like, they got a fire pit back there, and tell them they can't have that. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, wow, lady, why you? I don't know. So I went back there to check it out because I thought it was illegal, and it wasn't. I googled it and made sure everything's fine. And I don't know, just it seems like some people just. My girl's watching this show called Fear Thy Neighbor or Living with Evil, and there's it's some wild people out there, man. They fixate on certain things, and then they become crazy over it, especially if you're not their color. I'm telling you, a couple at the very end is black. So I'm just telling you how this country is sometimes. There's not everybody like that, but if you get offended at me saying that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to express what's happening. Oh, back to the Juneteenth post. That's what it was. Same spirit. Like, these people are laughing at African Americans getting freedom. So I read a bunch of their posts on their pages, and it's like defend, protect, love this nation. They're showing American flags and stuff. And it's just off-putting, man. It's like once I start to see it, I giggle a little bit and move on. It's like, okay. There's certain names I want to say and call it, but on an even bigger scale, what's happening between Israel and Iran, because then I was seeing people post about how Iran's in trouble and Israel's got their airspace over them, but Israel doesn't have anything. Israel is begging for your tax dollars, and most of the people that are commenting are poor. I'm going to explain to you. A lot of people on Facebook and social media are idiots or morons or live with people or poor or disabled, and I'm going to explain why. Because, first of all, people that make real money or out here working every day and doing real things aren't just running their mouth on social media, and if they are, they're clowns. And I guarantee you a lot of real humans, I tell you all this stuff on social media is an act. It's a circus. So most adults aren't doing the stupid childish stuff I see on social media. They're working and trying to survive. And so like, I'll give you an example. This movie that just came out called Straw or something like that. You can tell when rich people try to talk about what poor people are doing. Tyler Perry, like, it's cute, it's entertainment. First of all, if you live in America and you got kids, you're not the amounts of link they giving people to me, the money I make, and I still get link because I have 2 children, and it goes to the children. I don't use it. So what I'm saying is basically, ain't nobody like, oh, I'm starving to death. There's food pantries link. Yeah, you might be hungry or something, but they're exaggerating. Then outside of that, like the whole thing with her medical, like, oh, she's having medical. If you have a child, you have a medical card. I don't care which state you live in. And that they will beg you to do procedures. Matter of fact, if you don't go get procedures done and don't go get help, they'll come against you. These movies are so funny. And then the lady was getting accused of robbing a store. Y'all, like, okay. A lot of times, I love my African American women, but a lot of their anime and cosplay is basically the same thing that Karens do. Oh, I'm suppressed. They're all against me. Like, girl, stop it. I have to tell African American women coworkers at my job, y'all might be black, but y'all aren't black men. Y'all run around cursing each other out and snapping and doing all that. Do you know the moment I start doing that, they will call the police? I'm trying to tell y'all, everybody has their own experience. Everybody has their own whatever. They tell me off the time, Ron, just snap on that girl. Stop it. If I snap on somebody the way y'all do, I'm going to prison. So anyways, the point is that now to this Iran and Israel and all this, y'all are blowing each other to hell and doing buffoonery, stupidity. I just wrote a poem about this, actually. I don't care what side you're on. I don't care. Like, to me, self-defense is when you're immediately in a situation and you're fighting to get out of it. This bombing each other every 2 weeks and just blowing random shit up and killing each other. And then the civilians are in the background talking, whoa, y'all need help. They need to send psychologists across the world and just start assessing stuff. Y'all trying to assess people who hear the voice of God in America? No. Then people are cosplaying too hard. Y'all need to really go help people. Cause this stuff y'all do. Cause real talk, the religion don't. I don't. When I hear Israel, I don't think of Judaism or nothing. That shit is a whole nother. And then Islam, I see a whole bunch of Muslims at the bottom being super humble, and the princes and kings and leaders are psychotic, dude. Y'all basically act like if y'all are transgressed, the world's gonna die. That is Satan. Now what? So, or it's satanic. I don't give what you call it. But that's why I try to tell people, man, try to be as intelligent as you can be. Get an education, get educated soon. I talk about it a lot, but soon, when my children are in a better position, I'm going to get my LPN. And when they no longer need certain things, because it's easier to get to Caspin now to go become a nurse. And I just think people need to worry about that. Get educated, real world things. I see a lot of people on the internet are worried about fanatical, magical, religious. Y'all have so many names for gods. Now I'm starting to see. I'm glad it says in that book the name of the Son of Man. You know what? That made things worse. Y'all are creating like a million names for things. Yahuwah, Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. What's your name? I am who I am, and you are who you are. And so, a lot of people are worried about cursing and pretty robes and while people are getting murdered. You sleep while suffering from cognitive dissonance. While people are being enslaved. I seen a post. It is crazy how life works. I seen a post in the South. Well, I seen a post and it was Southern people talking about it. It was about factory work and other stuff. And this man was having to do this. He had to smack these bags and he was sitting there looking super depressed. Now, I feel that, man, sitting in a factory all day, first of all, the ambience of a factory is miserable, or a warehouse. I'll tell you it is. There's either a smell, there's loud noises, and it's miserable. And then the heat oftentimes will make you want to suffocate, because the heat out in the open is regular heat, but heat in a warehouse factory with all that machinery is different. So then, you know what I mean, one of the commenters was like, he's so blah, blah, blah. And it was a black man that was doing the work. So, of course, you know, Caucasians all in the comments. Oh, that man's so unappreciative. He should be happy. He's probably making $20 an hour. Don't know how much the man makes. But he's just assuming the black man makes $20 an hour at a factory. Because I can assure you most factories are not. Nowadays, they're not paying that buku money. Barely over minimum wage. So then, they was talking and people in the comments was arguing like, that's depressing work and nobody wants to do that all day, blah, blah. And then he's like, I do it for $10 an hour and I'm down south, blah, blah, blah. It's better than minimum wage. I'm making some decent wage. And I said, $10 an hour? What the fuck? So then another person was like, oh, I make 13 an hour and it ain't no better. And they're right. It is shitty working. Just because you make 10 and you love it don't mean everybody else do. And this other person was like, I make 14, the premium down here, and I make double of what people make minimum wage. And I was thinking, yo, they're down there bragging about making trash bag wages. Like, it's crazy to me. But then me and my friend the other day was talking, and the reason I call her friends because, you know, it's like my stepdaughter, but they too old to be called kids and shit. But what I'm saying is, we were talking about it, and y'all deporting all these illegals, right? So I'm gonna tell you how pay scaling works. The peso is like nothing to the dollar. So if somebody's down here making $11 an hour, they're basically making $150 an hour in their land. They can send all their money back, travel back and forth, and or just be wealthy. And what they do got here in America, because a lot of those people and those families stick together, even if it's 11 an hour, they got like 20 people, 15 people, 10 people in one house, and then they got the access to the wages there and can send the rest back. It's like a beautiful little system or ecosystem. What do y'all do? We're going to kick them all out. Now y'all want Americans who are used to American money to pick stuff for $10 an hour, 11 an hour. Y'all sound fucking nuts. The Caucasians can't do it because I'm telling you how they need sunscreen just to go to the beach. And African Americans will not beneath themselves to do it because of how y'all had us in the fields 200-300 years ago. Our ancestors were rolling our graves and we're educated. We've always been educated, but there was a space and time when slavery was here, and if we read, we'd be killed. Do some research. That's why I think it's hilarious when people laugh at Juneteenth posts, because they are just so unaware and will be made the slaves next. They already are psychologically and spiritually. They just don't understand how or why. They're being programmed by some nut at the top and then fulfilling that will like a robot. So then, to take it even further, you know what I mean? Um, y'all think Americans was finna pick that stuff? Y'all best bet was immigrants, right? Because two worlds are happy. A third world's getting paid hundreds of dollars, becoming millionaires, and then they're doing the work because it's worth more than what they would get. And then y'all are getting to eat, right? All these farmers, I've told y'all over and over, do the research, were helped by Obama. Obama did so much for civilization in this country. So much. And a lot of people try to be like, oh, Biden afterwards. Yeah, whatever. We know how it works. But y'all, the same farmers, the same truckers, all these people went and voted for Trump. The Palestinians, the Hispanics for Trump, y'all all acted a nut and put Kamala under the bus, told y'all communities to fuck Kamala. But the crazy part is the other communities are the ones being affected. Black farmers always had to do their own thing. So I told y'all, African Americans don't hold the wealth that other people have. I see people complain about their benefits and stuff, getting off their couch, acting a nut about all this stuff. We was like, what the fuck? We didn't even know it existed. So, I don't know. I think this is just I never in a million years wanted Trump to win. I advocated for Kamala to the sun and back. I even prophesied and said she's going to win or else Nazism is going to come. And it did. What words are Nazi, Mein Trump, Gestapo? I did this about 2-3 years ago and got a video banned. I'm not trying to hear all this shit. It's bullshit. Y'all basically, honestly, I don't think any of them cared. I think people will just be like, oh, it's so sad. We love the blacks. Or, oh, we hate the black. I think, honestly, people are just comfortable in this system. And they'll do whatever it takes to entertain themselves to pass the time. Because like John Book says, he says, don't give him a shout out. I don't give a flying fuck. He's my friend. He has done a lot of good work trying to wake up a lot of unaware buffoons and apes while being crushed. People claiming, I love God. We don't want the terror to continue. We want our country, the best for our countries. But they starve people, they create money systems nobody can live in, and they all bomb each other and don't give a damn which civilians they kill. If that is your gods are the devil. And I said it in real time. Fuck your spirits of your gods. I blaspheme all over you and shit all over them. Because I am who I am, you are who you are, and humans will no longer get stepped on for other stupid people's imaginations. So keep blowing each other to hell. I wonder what it'll profit.